And we are live for the IPL 2024 schedule. And yes, finally, you people, it's here. The entire IPL 2024 schedule has been announced. And as expected, not many changes in the script that we had already planned. Remember, this IPL 2024 schedule had to be done looking at the election phases and looking at the way how the schedule is, you understand that why so much time was taken. So without further ado, let us bring you the main pointers. Confirmed, every single game that is going to happen in this IPL will be played in India. That's the one thing. No overseas, nothing of that kind. That is one. Second,
But I find it surprising that we have to even mention that because to be told, I don't think anyone realistically was expecting that this IPL was going to be played anywhere but India. I mean, the last time you had a full overseas IPL was 2009. After that, 2014, I would say was the last one where you had it in parts because 2014 you had, I think, the first few games happen in the UAE and then the
first
rest
half
of the
in
legs happened in India. Yes, yes. But other than that, 2019 was an election year. Entire IPL took place in India. It wasn't really a problem in that regard. So no surprises that then that 2024 also exactly the same thing is happening.
2020 was held entirely outside of India because of COVID.
Look at that
21,
word,
one,
COVID.
yeah, 21 also the same thing. So let us make it very clear that the two of us that are there face to face on camera, the second part of the new schedule, it opens with an absolute blockbuster. Until April 7th,
Hmm.
the schedule was already announced for the first 21 days. And on April 8th, it is the battle between Chennai Super Kings and Kolkata Knight Riders. It is
Oh,
confirmed at this
oh.
point in time that from April 8th, the new schedule will see Chennai Super Kings will take on Kolkata Knight Riders. And the other big
Correct.
takeaways from the schedule is that two home games of Punjab Kings will be held in Dharamshala. Two home
Hmm.
legs of Rajasthan Royals will be held at Barsapara, like how it happened last year. Delhi's two games are in Vizag. So, if you have to look at it, this is the key takeaway. You're going to have a Kaveri Derby Part 2 yet again. All the teams that they are playing, CSK in CSK spot, SRH, PBKS, RCB, GT, they're playing twice. CSK are playing MI once, so twice. That is the only change they're looking at it.
That's the thing. I mean, see, it's a pretty, we expected that this year's schedule might be the one which starts, let's say, round robin for all teams, which would mean that every team would basically be playing 9 to 18 games. However, I think this year, due to probably the elections and the hang up around that, you've kept the system wherein, you're only playing 14 games. So obviously, that means certain teams you're only going to be playing once. I personally, and I have to say this, I was a little disappointed. I was hoping that KKR would only get an MI game once. Unfortunately, not to be the case. You're getting to have both matches against Mumbai, home and away, which is a bit of a bummer when you realize just how bad KKR's record against MI is.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So, if you look at it, Shane, it's a very interesting schedule. If you look at because
Hmm.
I'll just have a look at it. The main blockbuster is CSK versus KKR. That is the you're looking at the potential title winners. If you're looking at a clash of the two title winners in this IPL at this point. Now, I just had a look at the schedule, and if you look at it, April 9th is PBKS versus SRH at Mohali. Lucknow is not is hosting a game on 12th April. Okay,
Hmm.
Kolkata is hosting KKR versus RR. That is another interesting thing. KKR versus RCB on 21st, but that is a day game. So do you think that is the
Hmm.
clean match for RCB in that sense? April 21.
That is in Eden Gardens, right?
Yes, that is at Eden Gardens. Yes.
Hmm. That will be the match that I think RCB fans look forward to more if you're talking about KKR games because again, I think KKR generally speaking have had the meeting of them in Bangalore, and also the fact that RCB don't really have much in the way of home comforts. I think they're one team, and we'll discuss this in the upcoming match preview also. That don't really do much when it comes to home comforts. I think yeah, that's also an interesting match for RCB. I think for RCB, they're one team who you have to look at their away schedule to determine how well it is they're going to do. because at
Yep.
home they tend to be hit and miss. The Chinnaswamy is not really a fortress, even though they do have very, very good fan support, not taking that away. But results wise, they generally are mixed more often than not. I remember last year also, they had a run, I think, in the starting of the IPL, wherein they played a few games at home, the first few games, and they ended up actually, I think, winning half of them, which is pretty abysmal when you think about it. And their results or their run to the playoffs, which they didn't make, it was hinged entirely on the second half, which was largely away games. So, bit surprising.
Indeed. But I think, see, 8th April is a very important clash. CSK KKR, the first match of the new schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
11th April, Mumbai versus RCB. That is also going to be very, very interesting. Hardik Pandya versus Faf du Plessis in that sense. Then, if you look
Hmm.
at the next thing, KKR versus RCB on 21st April, that is going to be the key. Well, Krishnendu Goyal is asking us the question as to why KKR will not play with CSK, GT, SRH in Eden. Well, see, the
Hmm.
problem is CSK, GT, SRH, they are in the other pot, and KKR is in the other pot, but in the second or third, if I'm not mistaken, in that
Yeah.
group. They are clubbed with MI. So that is why the teams that are there in the same pot, they play each other twice. And the others, they
Hmm.
will play only once. That is
Yeah.
how the system is. The top
Hmm.
in each pot play each other twice. And that is why
Correct.
you see KKR unfortunately have to play Mumbai Indians twice this time around.
Because of course you are part of the two top team pots because your title
Yeah,
winning teams. Bit unfortunate. By the way, one very interesting thing I need to mention about Kolkata, and this is of course you have to remember that this time schedule is hinged entirely on the general elections schedule as well.
yep,
KKR are playing 5 matches on the trot at home, which could be very, very beneficial if you're talking about a run for the playoffs. Because see, their next big game from in the new schedule. First up, you've got against CSK, that's in Chennai. But after that, they've got 5 matches on the trot at home. You're playing LSG at home. You're playing Rajasthan Royals at home. You're playing RCB at home. Thereafter, you're playing PBKS at home. And the last of that is against DC, also a
easy.
home match, 5 straight home matches. That is huge, really, when you think about it, because it means no amount of travel really that you're going to be doing. You have home base. And if you end up actually repeating a pitch, your spinners could really come into play. Your three spinners.
Yep. And not just that. Now, RCB are going to play 3 straight home games now. Because
Mm.
if you look at it, today is the game that they're playing, which is RCB versus PBKS. That is one.
Yeah.
Okay. Then RCB take on KKR in Bengaluru on 29th. Okay.
Haha.
That's one. And then RCB take on Lucknow Super Giants. That is on 2nd. So they have
Oh,
also
that's
got
another
three straight.
potentially derby game.
No, with Gautam Gambhir gone, it's no longer a derby. With Gautam
I
Gambhir
agree.
gone. And it's going to be K. Rahul trying to do well on his own. That is why the team, I think, that actually prepares because they've got 5 home games on the
Mm.
trot now. And that is why,
Yeah.
having gotten out of jail in the previous encounter against SRH just by 4 runs, that is how I have a feeling that boy, oh boy, it is really, really a big, big thing. But the other important thing that I'm looking at the schedule is 18th May, RCB versus
Mm.
CSK. And one of our family members also called a Priyanshu. You could see the last time MS Dhoni and Virat Kohli face to face.
Mm.
Yeah, that is the thing. And actually, if you look at it, no, the El Clasico is only once this time. It's not as if it's
Correct.
going to be. I think all the guys in the pot, in the same pot, are playing twice. The others, they are playing only once. I think that is the thing. The
Mm.
format is slightly different from this time around because when is MI versus CSK? 14th April. But this time
That's
it will
it.
be in Mumbai, Wankhede. It won't happen
Mm.
every single time. So that is the thing. So
Right.
18th of May is the final league game. Rohit and Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni won final time ever in competitive cricket. If you look at it, then if you look at it, 21st April is also very important. MI versus CSK El Clasico. But
Mm.
at this point in time, it is very important to analyze that yes, the venues are final for the playoffs. Ahmedabad will host qualifier 1 and the eliminator. Chennai will host qualifier 2, and the final. So, are you
Which
happy
which
with the
makes
schedule?
sense when you think about it. See, it's a nice schedule. I think the only slip up, really, if you're looking at it, two things which I found a little disappointing. One, you're only getting one RCB CSK game. Those are blockbuster. Those are the games. Really, again, it's the two most successful sides. You want to see them go up against each other. Unfortunately, you're only going to be getting to see that game once. And of course, there's some skewed ones for sure. Like I said, KKR having five home games at the trot, very, very interesting. But of course, this time around, you can't say anything because the schedule, unfortunately, is predicated on the general election schedule. So at that
Yeah.
point in time, Kolkata will have the resources, the police resources to dedicate to those games, and that's why they're getting all those games. So I think important run there. No other team, I think, has that sort of a run where they're playing five straight matches at home. Three maybe, but I don't think five.
Can you believe it? PBKs have got three home grounds. Mullapur is one. They're playing in Mohali also,
Nah.
and they're playing in Dharamshala also.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and two
but
home grounds then basically are in the same city. It's like
yeah,
Mumbai all over again.
wait, but is Mohali Mullapur? That is the
I
thing.
don't think
Because,
so. I don't think so.
yeah, I think yes, Mohali this time is Mullapur. It is not the
I it's interesting.
stadium. It isn't that one. Sorry for that. There was a bit of a confusion over that. So,
Uh,
most of the other teams, if you look at it, Mumbai, what about Mumbai? Mumbai versus RR, that is also one home game for them. Mumbai versus
hmm.
DC on 7th April, 1st April, 7th April, and then you have 11th April RCB, 14th April CSK. Even they have four home games on the trot if you look at it. So,
Oh, very interesting.
yep, because after this it's MIRR. Okay, I think Mumbai don't play any further games and from after the GT versus MI game. So they've got MIRR, MIDC, then MIRCB, and MICSK. Four
Hmm.
home games on the trot. So that is the way how you're looking at it. So the fans, we'll just take some comments before we call it quits and come back for the match. MI versus
Hmm.
MI versus RCB. Priyanshu is saying both only once, not good for fans. What do you think? Is it
Hmm.
you needed two of these? Because last time I remember there was MICSK twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand. I think MICSK is a fixture you always try and have twice because again it's a blockbuster fixture. It's
Yeah.
not good for fans as you're saying. It's definitely one of those more organic rivalries in IPL in the sense that these are two of the most successful teams. So I would have liked to see one more, but I mean it is what it is, and I think eventually you're going to be moving to a schedule whereby these spots don't really matter. I think you're going to move to a schedule where you'll see round robin uh, throughout. So you're going to see instead of 14 league games, you'll see 18 league games. So let's see.
Yeah.
This is maybe a 1 year thing.
Yeah, because even I also got a bit nervous. I thought the top teams in the pot play each other twice in
Hmm.
different but I don't know. Priyanshu is saying best for KKR, win 4 out of 5 and qualify.
Exactly. That's the thing. If you win even 3 out of 5 over there, by the way, big advantage because you have one game against RCB in Bangalore, which is usually a pretty happy hunting ground for KKR. I know the head to head. I know a lot of RCB fans hate that fixture, but the head to head isn't as skewed. But if you're looking at it in Bangalore, yes, very, very skewed.
Very well skewed. KK is again the same confusion. Why the CSK versus MI fixtures only once? How the fixture was made?
Hmm.
MI playing CSK and RCB big boost at the Wankhede. They're playing both at the Wankhede this time around. But
Exactly.
remember,
Although
MI versus RCB.
RCB doesn't really matter. I mean, RCB's home ground and Wankhede are very similar in that regard. Small ground, very batter friendly. I don't think there will be any difference to RCB.
Exactly, exactly. So, yep. Second phase, Delhi Capitals will play all their remaining 5 home games in the Arun Jaitley Stadium. The BCCI has also done it. And then from May 5th and May 9th, PBKS will be playing in Dharamshala against Chennai Super Kings and Royal Challengers Bengaluru. So, if you look
Hmm.
at it, PBKS and RCB. Now, this game today is at the Chinnaswamy. The next game is at on May 9th. So, that is why. Fixture table was made according to trophy, but looks like it is not this time. That is what KK is
Hmm.
saying. Puneet Dev is like saying, even for SRH, 3 home games on the trot at the later stage of the tournament. Yes, there is a pattern here
Hmm.
where some games for the teams are at a trot at home, so that travel is minimized at this point.
Yeah, and
So,
also not just travel. It depends on what venues are available, right? So, if at a stretch you have Kolkata available, or Hyderabad available, or Mumbai available, then you'll try to get in as many matches there. Otherwise, I think usually schedules You'd have maybe two home games on the trot at best, from what I remember previously.
Now I get the thing. Karthik Isubaya, thanks for pointing it out. CSK are playing LSG twice, so they're playing the bottom team in the pot twice this time. They're not playing the top team.
No, but from the different pot. See, that's the thing.
Yeah, different group. Normally, what happens? Different group. CSK is in a different group. MI is in a different group. Top of the pot, no, they are. So
Hmm.
CSK will take on MI twice, but LSG are at the bottom. So that is why, if you look at
Hmm.
it this time, CSK are taking on LSG. In the group that CSK have, it is CSK, RCB, SRH, PBKS, GT. MI,
Hmm.
KKR, RR, LSG, and which is the other one that I missed? DC. They are in the other pot.
Hmm.
Normally it would be CSK versus MI, but this time it's CSK LSG twice. Now that is very,
I
very
agree
interesting.
with Karthik. I agree with Karthik. It is a confusing format.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So yes, Dharamshala audience is very lucky. They are getting both Virat and Dhoni. Magnus RCB was a
Hmm.
CSK's twice. Okay, one has already happened. The opening game, May 18th. That is the next thing that's going to happen. So that's about it. All the confusion over the schedule. Finally, it is here. We'll be back in about an hour's time for the build-up for the RCB versus PBKS encounter. It's an all-red encounter, by the way, if you look at it. Red and blue in RCB, red in the PBKS setup. So from me and Shane, it is bye-bye. We'll be back for the toss. So that is why. Yes, 18th May. That'll be high on emotions. Bye-bye, guys.